going and now.
All right.
You good?
I'm good.
Is he good?
What's up, Nomad Nation? You've got Godfather, you've got Chungus, and you've got Fireball. We make up your Nomad Gamers. Huh?
Pointing the wrong way.
I did not.
Yes, you did.
I did
you
not.
pointed to Fireball. You pointed to Chungus.
It was on the goddamn screen.
I just work here. I don't know what to tell you.
You're dumb. Today, your brain's not working today.
You were pointing. Okay, whatever.
Hey, wait till you see the production. You'll see. Hey,
Right.
Jeremy.
Hold on. Let's just fucking. I'm keeping that. I'm keeping all of that. We're just gonna start over. We're just gonna start over. You piss him off enough to call you by your name. You jackass.
Stop. Because I'm really gonna get pissed
come
off.
on, dude. Come on. Now I gotta fucking. Oh, I hate you. I gotta exit.
You see? I did do it correctly.
Fireball.
Look on the screen.
On the
It's
screen,
correct.
On the screen, yeah, it's correct now. But when you
No, it was correct before too.
We're gonna go on your start. Do a very big show of your start so I can edit.
Go.
What's up, Nomad Nation? You've got Godfather, you got Chungus, and you've got Fireball. We make up your Nomad Gamers. Fireball's being a dumbass, so please excuse him. Now, if you are watching us on Facebook, thank you very much. Down there by Chungus, down there in his little corner there, you're going to see a like button. Smash that like button, turn on your notifications. That way, every time the Nomad Gamers come at you live, you are being notified. I believe we're still at the same likes and the same followers. We plateaued. It's all good. If you are watching us on YouTube, again, thank you. Somewhere over by Fireball, you're going to see a subscribe button. Somewhere in my area, I believe it's the thumbs up, right? Or is it the heart?
The thumbs up.
It's the thumbs up. And then over on Chungus' side, you're going to see the heart. Smash all three of those. That way, every time we bring you live or recorded content, you are being notified. And then we've got all of Fireball's socials that are going on, his TikTok, his Instagram, all that other stuff that he follows, TikTok, Kick, whatever.
TikTok,
I said TikTok.
Instagram, Twitch, YouTube. Those are the four.
Rumble,
so we welcome you. You're getting early access.
Snapchat Premium.
And then everybody else is going to get this on Wednesday. What'd you say? You're on OnlyFans?
No, even worse than that.
Jesus Christ.
All right, so it's another Shire Talk, another gamer news podcast. Only because, well, we are so close to my impending fly-off date.
Yeah,
he's getting deported.
Yeah, he's actually, yes, unironically. Turns out he's,
I'm gonna go hang out with all the.
I'm not actually gonna make that joke. Actually, I'm gonna be better than that and not make that joke.
I told you, Fireball done lost his mind.
What's wrong with you today?
I know. That's what I'm trying to figure out.
Somebody woke up feisty.
Mm-hmm.
He woke up needing his ass whipped, is what he needed.
Why'd you look at
Hey,
him
don't
like
give me
that?
that look.
Yeah, that was a little weird. Like you wanted it. Anyway, what are we talking about today? Industry news, right? Gaming
Yep.
news. Who wants to start us off?
I
will.
something.
Rock, paper, scissors for it, I guess. I don't
Nope,
fucking...
I'm not.
Oh, all right.
All right. It's probably gonna be about.
Well, I done lost it, but however,
I'm gonna lose my mind, guys.
I'm seeing a lot on Assassin's Creed Shadows
Yeah.
for the early release.
Uh-huh.
It was IGN Brazil,
Mhm.
and I didn't see one review below an 8 out of 10.
That's IGN.
That's IGN.
I know, but
I specifically, when it comes to reviews and not the articles themselves, the actual numbers that IGN give, I never trust. Ever.
so it's like Rotten Tomatoes.
Pretty much.
Yeah.
You always go, you got to go to the other sources for the
But-
actual reviews because those IGN reviewers are fucking
And then-
dog ass.
Well,
Because they reviewed Cuphead. The fucking person who tried to play Cuphead to review it couldn't even get past the tutorial. They couldn't even get past the game tutorial.
well,
I don't trust them.
And they rated Anthem what, a 9 out of 10?
And that game,
Yeah.
but either way, I'm not hearing anything terrible as of yet. I'm not even hearing mixed reviews yet. I'm hearing mainly positive, and this is coming from multiple sites. So
Assassin's Creed, but it's not as RPG heavy either. It's got a good balance of stealth. It's got a good balance of combat, and all around, it's a better iteration of the Assassin's Creed that we've had modernly in a while.
So they took it from 3 hours cinematics down to maybe an hour and a
I
half.
don't know about the cinematics. They haven't talked about the cinematics. They talked about the actual. There's gameplay to it instead of just some cinematics.
Well, that's a start.
okay, sorry. I'm because I'm looking through this. So there's this thing called curators on Steam,
Mhm.
where these people who can curate reviews and everything like that and that nature. Already.
Yeah.
All right. Anything in that nature. I'm reading one. It's just like they're funny. That's all. That's all I wanted to state. I can't read it off.
I know you can't, but are they mainly positive? Are they mixed? Mainly negative?
So far, it's very much a mixed bag.
50-50.
It's not really a mixed bag either. It's just more of like it's middling. Most people are like, whatever.
Okay.
Not great.
Well,
not bad.
Well, it's not bombing like
Everybody thought it was good.
yeah.
Well, since we're talking about Ubisoft and Assassin's Creed, it is, I wouldn't say it's more or less confirmed, but the talks of the acquisition Ubisoft is not getting acquired. The IPs are getting acquired.
Where are you getting this from?
Shit, I just saw it on Esports Center on TikTok.
Esports Center.
Mm-hmm. Or something. I could send you the link if you want. But it was they were literally just talking about Microsoft was buying up Assassin's Creed, Rainbow Six, Far Cry, Watch Dogs, For Honor, and the last one was Just Dance. So Ubisoft isn't getting bought out, but
no, they are just going to be selling IPs.
Mm-hmm. So I think
let's re-specify. They are not going to be selling it. If you've read further into the actual articles, anything like that, they would still hold control over these IPs. They would just sell minority stakes in the venture for like new ventures for their IPs. So people can tag along, like help them pay for it going along. The fuck was that?
I have no clue. Anyways,
and Roofhaven.
Yeah, no shit. Don't say
about
that. I had some issues with the storm the other night, so
yeah, it might be it.
So I'm reading this article on Game Rant right now. Not really reading it. I just kind of skimmed the title. It said shareholder accuses Ubisoft of having discussions with Microsoft and EA about selling its IPs. So, and that was 5 days ago.
Yeah, this video that I saw was
So
posted a day ago. So
I'm thinking
I'm going the number one business website / magazine out there, Bloomberg. This is where that source is from. They are not selling their IP. They are allowing ventures to be.
But you see, here's the thing: is if a shareholder is coming out and saying this, you kind of have to give it a little bit
ounce of water.
Yeah, you have to give it a little bit of weight because number one, a shareholder's only in it for one thing. They're in it for the money.
Yes.
So if they are accusing the company, which is going to give it negative press, which is going to drive down the money making that shareholder is going to potentially do, isn't that counterproductive for the shareholder? Because if they are truly in talks, that shareholder is going to be getting some money.
No. So I'm not disagreeing with that at all. I'm just stating what Ubisoft intends to do versus what they would probably be able to do.
I mean,
because the idea behind it is that the fact that you would be able to say, like, we're all investors, right? You invest into Ubisoft, or you wholly invest into Ubisoft as a company as a whole. You only invest into you only invest into Assassin's Creed for the IP. I only invest into Skull and Bones.
Yeah, I know how it works.
No. I'm just I don't know. I'm just making sure for those who don't know. That's why I'm explaining it. So say that Fireball and I, he invested in Ubisoft as a whole. I invested in Skull and Bones. We both take a loss because one, the company's now not doing as well as a whole because of a failure of an IP, and I've only invested into Skull and Bones. I lose a shit ton for the experimental venture. However, Assassin's Creed's doing okay.
Yep.
You're for Assassin's Creed, Siege, the Rabbids, which hasn't been talked about in a while, and I'm like, man, is that it? And then I saw everything. I was like, oh no, wait, they've got For Honor, they've got Watch Dogs, they've got Just Dance, they've got what was another one that I named off?
Right now, if a shareholder's coming out to the media and accusing Ubisoft of doing it, 9 times out of 10, that's the smoke you need to see for the fire. You never hear of a shareholder coming out and actively talking against a company. You just don't see it.
Well,
I don't care what company it is.
Which shareholder has stated that? Which one was it?
They wouldn't.
They wouldn't say anything about it because they wanted to keep anonymity.
They just said shareholder for Ubisoft. Now it could be a minority in one of the IPs. It could be a number of things. However, if it affects their bottom dollar, if there's one way to get a shareholder to talk, affect that bottom dollar, they're gonna start squealing.
Yeah, but at the same time, I don't like trusting the not revealing which company you're a part of. That which shareholder family you're a part of, essentially.
I don't even think there is a sub cat. I don't think you can buy shares into Assassin's Creed. It's going to be just Ubisoft.
No, it's to say that the plan is for them to do that instead.
But I know. But what I am saying is if it's a shareholder for Ubisoft, a sell of the IP that could theoretically explode with a new owner is going to put this shareholder at a disadvantage. That's why this shareholder is saying something. Because if one's saying it, the majority want to say something. This one just has the balls to do it.
So the thing is, I don't have the full list here, but the Gnomad family is the majority shareholder for Ubisoft Entertainment.
Yep.
It's not even Ubisoft. Ubisoft is second, and then Tencent Holdings, Merrill Lynch, Capital Research and Management, T. Rowe Price International. So that's why I'm like, which one of these shareholders is?
And it could be a representative for any of them.
It could be. And that's my
but what I'm saying
is, if it's not even if it's, I'll be honest with you, if they have less than 1% in the company,
then they can jump off a cliff because it ain't gonna matter.
It's not gonna matter what they.
But
that's my whole point.
But however, look at these bigger companies. Look at these multi-billion-dollar companies, and let's go outside the industry for a minute. John Deere. Everybody knows John Deere.
Yeah.
Have you ever heard a John Deere shareholder saying anything about the company?
Not outside of people that I know that work at John Deere.
Shareholders, not
No. As I stated,
Yeah.
workers that have worked at John Deere that I do know that have stated about shareholders saying things. That's what I'm talking about.
Okay.
I haven't heard it publicly,
Yeah.
but
Publicly.
insider information.
Inside the company is one thing.
Mhm.
But once it goes to the media and it starts spreading out there, that's something completely different. Look at Apple. Look at
Where's that?
look at
Can you send me
Sony.
that link?
Yeah, I can send you that link.
Yeah.
well. While Chungus takes a look at this link,
I genuinely like. It might be like, oh, they're getting tied up into this, but like, this is the whole point of it. We're vibing, trying to figure this out. I'm actually very curious about this.
Remember
honestly.
when we were talking about how the PlayStation has no games for the PS5?
Yeah.
It's because all their studios were tied up in making live service games.
Interesting.
Like,
no. So they didn't.
They just scrapped a God of War live service,
That would have been awful.
a Last of Us Factions live service game, like a
that would have
multiplayer.
been cool.
That would have been cool.
I
They
did like
just
the fact.
recreated a first party
Where'd you get this from, too?
esports center.
Off of TikTok.
They just created a new what did he call it? Company first.
Where'd you send that at?
To your phone.
Oh,
To your
okay.
phone.
They
I
just quietly opened a new first party studio.
But this is the same company that just laid off.
Visual Arts. Yes.
Visual Arts, not.
Doesn't matter what it is.
There's a difference
it
between
does
developer
matter.
and visual arts.
Unfortunately,
You
it
need-
does
you
matter.
need
to a
both.
degree.
I
You
understand
do need
you
both,
need
but
both.
You need
but
both.
Understandably, there's a difference between developing and visual arts. They can develop a game all they want, but if the visual arts isn't that great, it's not that great. However, like I was trying to say, is this first party studio that was just quietly open, I believe they said the head of it is Jason Blundell.
Oh. Okay.
So, if you don't know, I know Godfather doesn't know who
No, I don't care.
Jason
either.
Blundell is. Jason Blundell was the head of Call of Duty Treyarch, or he was the co-head at Treyarch, and he played.
Treyarch. I knew it was Call of Duty.
Yeah, he was the co-head at Treyarch, and he was the major role in creating the zombies. And so, I don't want to get too excited when I say this, but maybe we might actually be seeing at least one game
We
on
won't.
the PS5.
There are going to be some games for PS5 coming out this year, but it's just
It's going to be Marvel.
How long ago was the PS5 released?
2020, 2019, something like that.
No, end of 2020, probably 2021.
Yep. No, you're right. I knew what it was. I was just asking.
Yeah,
for it.
no. And I was only saying
So,
that because
legitimately, approximate. We're going to give them the benefit out and only go 4 years, not 5 years. 4 years.
it's too long.
And there's been what 12 exclusives in 4 years.
And none of them were good.
Astro brought one game of the year.
Astrobot got its ass
It
kissed.
won game of the year.
It got its ass
It won-
kissed.
People enjoyed it. And ironically, it's not bad. It's
It doesn't look bad. No, it doesn't.
They're going to be bringing out a lot more Marvel
Sure you
games.
sent it to me?
Yes, I'm
Oh,
sure.
I know which one you sent it to. Motherfucker.
I did too.
Chungus is just being a little
Douchebag.
slow.
Oh, message failure.
I was like, something's not right here, man. Look at that. Also, I'm not a cleaning product. Thank you very much.
Okay. It's going to have to wait.
Yeah, it's not wanting to send.
Oh, wait. It might do it this way.
But
Ha! It did it. We should have it anytime now.
that it's weird.
PlayStation is on an island and they're dying. And
But,
they're
like,
not. What title are they going to bring out
the
that
last-
is going to be the
If
savior of
they
PlayStation?
somehow convince Hideo Kojima to make a Metal Gear Solid game only for PlayStation, absolutely that will bring them back easily.
But
Metal Gear Solid is people will eat that shit
like I
up.
also said, they were working on a Last of Us multiplayer game called Last of Us Factions. I think that could have been pretty cool.
It would have been cool, but not enough.
You know, talking about you could either have been like part of the Fireflies, part of
Well, just like faction, why? Just like the factions game mode you had in the first game. Yeah, factions is not something new.
No.
There was multiplayer before. So yeah, you could have been a part of the Firefly or whatever. That's all fine and dandy, but it's not enough of a placeholder. It wasn't popular enough. There's a reason they didn't make it for the second game.
That's what I'm saying. There's no title coming out right now that is the savior for PlayStation. I don't think there's anything in the future that could even save PlayStation. They're gonna have to rely on Microsoft throwing them crumbs. That's all there is to it.
God of War. There are titles out there that could save PlayStation.
God of War is mediocre at best.
You say that,
but it's not.
You
say that.
It is.
No. There's a difference between stating your opinion and what is the objective opinion of the community.
Oh.
Most PlayStation users really enjoy the God of War series. That is absolutely something that's going to keep them there.
Well,
easily.
Especially with them talking about how they're going to Egypt next?
Yeah. Egyptian pantheon. That'll be interesting.
Yeah.
That's going to be real interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Plus, they're also making a TV show for God of War.
Really?
Yep. First season's already been announced and everything. Second season already got greenlit, by the way.
Dodgers.
What Dodgers? Was there a game tonight or something?
It was this morning. We got beat by 2 runs.
Who did?
Cubs.
It was opening day.
How many times did they beat you last night?
Beat us last night?
Oh, he's talking. She's talking about beat.
Whatever.
He got waffle stomped and Conquest.
I didn't get waffle stomped. I didn't get waffle stomped once. I got screwed by SDS about 500 times.
Producer.
She's saying yes too.
Producer.
Because I replayed it for her.
Well, considering I went to go do some moments to try to get some cards and players and whatnot. What I did was hit an extra base hit, steal a bag. I got a double. Very next pitch, I stole third, and it did not complete for me.
Nope.
That sounds like a skill issue, honestly. I'm not gonna lie to you. Is the game still early access?
Yes.
No.
Or no. It
released yesterday.
Yeah, it released yesterday.
Well,
we're talking about MLB The Show 25.
This is also a game that's always been buggy when it's first released.
Since we're talking about it,
the only reason I got it early access is so I could play Road to the Show. I will not touch Diamond Dynasty until maybe 3 months in.
And it's still buggy.
Not as buggy as launch, but still.
It was horrible yesterday. They'd hit a ground ball, and my infielders would be standing there like they had concrete on their damn feet. And then they pick the ball up, look at it.
Tell us how you really feel, guys.
I am. Goddamn Diamond Dynasty. But you're still going to play because you want to get the diamonds.
What about that one time the ball was going left and the right fielder ran right?
Yeah.
Again, that's exactly why I said I usually don't play Diamond Dynasty right off the bat.
The entire game's bugged. The entire game is bugged right now.
I haven't had a problem in Road to the Show.
You haven't been paying attention then. That is a base hit. No, that's a grounder for a base hit, and it's a fucking fly ball.
Yeah, I mean, I've noticed that, but it's like I've never had any impactful gameplay problems when it comes to Road to the Show.
Oh man, Diamond Dynasty's been rough.
Mm-hmm.
Road to the Show's been rough. It has a lot of bugs. There's a lot of things the San Diego studios needs to really get on the ball and fix. It is a good game, but my God, they got to fix some of the mechanics because holy dear God, infielders cannot be stuck in the dirt. The outfielders go from left center to the left foul line in literally a second and a half. Yeah. Okay, but now back to what we were talking about.
They are. I'm sorry. I guess I was wrong in the list of the exclusives for PlayStation.
Okay.
Of the exclusives, because they are exclusives to a degree, but they're remakes or remasters. So I didn't count any of those.
I wouldn't either.
There are 9 exclusives out
right now.
Right now.
And how many years?
4 years.
And how many?
Oh man.
What are they?
Hey, I'm just
Towers of Azriba. I don't know how to pronounce that. Stellar Blade, Returnal, Pacific Drive, Infinity Nikki,
Ooh.
Forspoken,
Ooh.
Final Fantasy 16.
I heard that one was actually good.
Yeah, but I'm not stating on if they're good or not, but
Yeah.
just that they have them released. Destruction All Stars and Astro. 5.
And this is just for PS5.
Just for PS5.
That is a very.
That sounds like a lackluster exclusive.
That is
if I'm going to count,
very
let
weak.
me count the
lineup.
best selling points of their exclusives are the remasters or remakes, like Demon Souls, Final Fantasy VII remake, Marvel Spider-Man remastered. I forgot to mention Spider-Man 2. There's 10. My bad. Spider-Man 2 is an actual. That is.
You mean just the DLC?
No, Spider-Man 2 is a whole other game.
How many of these are actual brand new games?
He said 8.
8.
9. First
9.
But then I was like, oh wait, I forgot about Spider-Man 2. Skipped over it. There's 10. 10 of these are actually new games.
That's
the Silent Hill remake coming.
That's
out.
piss poor.
Ratchet and Clank, Last of Us Part 1 remaster, Last of Us Part 2 remaster, Uncharted Legacy of Thieves collection, which is a remaster collection, and then we go into the games that are coming out this year, like Death Stranding 2,
Ghost of
Yotai, Intergalactic, The Heretic Prophet, Knights of the Old Republic remake. Yeah, they're doing a remake on that. But again, that's a remake, so not counting that one. Marvel's Wolverine, the whole new marathon game. That's a whole new Bungie game that they're making. Can't wait to see how bad that's going to be.
It's just going to be
Destiny. It's an extraction shooter.
Oh, it's just going to be Destiny, but
the Midnight Walk, which I've not heard about that one. Interesting.
All the games,
Sword of the Sea, Phantom Blade. That's
this is what really annoys me about Sony is they have all these good titles that they could be working on, but they are working on a second one and then they just scrap it entirely, or they just leave it as a one-off, and it's like you have
no
more of a story you could take hold into this game, but
Fireball.
you just choose not to.
No. They use all their resources to remaster it or remake it. It's like, for fuck's sakes, take those resources. Don't remake or remaster the goddamn thing. Give us a new game.
But I will say this. There are some games that need a remake.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
Absolutely not.
There are certain games that need a remake, but there are other games that don't need 4 to 5 remakes.
Okay, what game needs a remake?
Black Ops 2.
No.
Modern Warfare 3.
No.
Yeah, Modern Warfare 2.
Keep moving forward.
The old Call of Duties that were back in the late 2000s, early 2010s, remake those.
Okay, I'll give you an example.
And this is another.
I'll give you an example why I say no.
Why?
Look at Final Fantasy VII. It's horrible compared.
You think it is?
No. I'm not the only one that thinks that.
Are you sure?
Yes. The older players who played the original Final Fantasy VII absolutely despise that game. And I'm right there with them as despising the remake.
What's the game score for Final Fantasy VII remake?
Overall on Steam, 90% of users who have played the game.
Then they never played the original Final Fantasy VII.
You say that. I legitimately know people who have, that are in my age bracket, that enjoy this still.
The game is beyond trash.
Beyond
trash.
Personal preferences.
They took a game. They took a game from the PS2, and they couldn't even fit the whole fucking game on a PS5.
They didn't really saw that once.
Even remastered?
But you gotta think the amount of
you know how much time and dedication it takes to take a game from an engine that's incompatible with hardware now
and leave it,
build it into this day.
Leave it alone.
It was profitable for
Move on.
Why would they not do that if it's profitable for them? It makes them money, right?
Thank you for saying that, Chungus, because you literally just took the words right out of my mouth.
You want them to be able to make new IPs and make new things. They need money to do that. If the new IPs they make are garbage, what are they going to be able to fall back on?
Well, and that's the other thing that this is what I've always been saying.
Nope. You guys are giving these guys too easy of a pass.
No. This is
way
not
too
giving
easy
us
of a
pass. This is us saying they are able to profit off of nostalgia, but if they do it well enough, it's well received. They do good with it. That's awesome. That's great. It's when they do shit poor with it, like Rockstar. Unironically, they did not handle their fucking remasters well at all.
The trilogy. No,
they did not at all.
Horrible.
It was horrible. People hated that, and you know what they haven't done since?
Another
They have
remaster.
not tried to make a remaster since.
Still horrible.
Like I've always said, I will die on this hill. You know, Call of Duty, going back every single time. This is the analogy that I make, and I feel like some of these people might be tired of hearing me say this. Call of Duty has said that they wanted to go to a 2-year cycle, and they don't go to a 2-year cycle. The way of going to the 2-year cycle and the way that they can do this is by taking an old game like Black Ops 2, the original Black Ops, Modern Warfare 3, Modern Warfare 2.
Well, the thing is,
remastering.
they have all these support studios like Ravensoft and fucking
Right.
id Software.
They
don't fucking use
They don't
they
use-
use them on mainline titles. If they just kept these guys, or Beanox was the ones who remade the first Modern Warfare and the second one.
right.
If they just let those studios do that and then have Treyarch, Infinity Ward, and you can have Sledgehammer because they're in there too.
Mm-hmm.
Believe it or not, they don't make awful games all the time. But have those 3 major studios work on the titles, the mainline titles, and then the remaster can be handled by the support studio.
Right.
They did it before. Why are they not doing that anymore?
They did a good job with the remasters too.
They did.
They did a good job with
They were
Modern
faith-
Warfare Remastered. They did a good job. I know there's no like a multiplayer for Modern Warfare 2, but the Modern Warfare 2 campaign remastered was
But
amazing.
it wasn't a full price game. Remember that either. $20 to get the Modern Warfare 2 remaster.
But again,
My point is saying, if it was a $60 game, there's no.
You're gonna hang your hat. If you're a company, you're gonna hang your hat on a remake.
no, you're gonna
You're
exactly
gonna have,
Just saying.
you're gonna have backups in case your new IP fucking fails.
right.
Why would you go into
And it
something?
shouldn't fail.
It shouldn't fail, but look at the state of gaming.
Yeah, well,
Look at Ubisoft.
IPs are
Look at
feeling
that
left and
is
right.
because of lazy ass gamers who let these developers off the hook.
Then don't buy games like Starfield.
Starfield's
You're
one of-
letting them off
No.
the hook.
Starfield is a damn good game.
No, it's not.
No,
No,
it is.
it's not. When it first came out, it was fucking
It was
horrible.
trash.
Just
you had
like Fallout-
bugs galore. You had fucking
Nope.
issues everywhere.
Just
The
like Fallout-
balance was ass. Legitimately, from first day reviewers, it was all in all
What
a
balance?
very bad launch. The balance of the economy and the fucking gunplay, the damage dealt to enemies, the damage dealt to you. It was not correct. They had to go in there and fix it.
It's an amazing game.
Listen, you can try to be on your high horse like they need to. These gamers need to not support shit.
Lazy
Lazy ass
amazing game.
gamers.
Yet
Lazy
your
ass.
favorite
Yeah.
game legitimately is one of the biggest contributors to this fucking issue.
Best and brightest out. there.
Exactly. See, he doesn't have.
I can't do this.
No,
Same with Fallout.
Listen. And
Fallout
same
76
issue.
was
Same
horrible.
I didn't say
issue.
76, did I? I said
No, no, no,
Fallout.
no, no.
But the
You're
Fallout had the same issue.
I said Fallout, not 76 though.
Fallout has the same issue.
Fallout had the same
Skyrim
issue.
had the same issue.
I've never had an issue with Fallout 4 or 3
I don't shit myself out on a daily basis, but there
or
are people.
New
There
Vegas.
are people that do. That does not mean that people don't shit themselves.
Okay,
You understand that?
I'm gonna say this. If it weren't for the mods for Fallout 4, the replayability for Fallout 4 would be horrible.
There is. I'm not gonna.
There's
lie
no
to you,
replayability
There is no replayability
without mods.
without. No, I agree with you.
With
Because the
mod-
way the game, to be fair, the way the game is designed is to continue playing it. There is no replaying it. You want to try a different build? Level up and put the points into it. You can get every single perk in that game.
The only reason you'd go back and replay Fallout again is to go and try it with a different faction. But even then, there are portions of the game in Fallout 4 that make me want
Would
to
you-
turn it off.
Yeah, no, and that's understandable. But even then, so you replay for the different factions. That's 4 playthroughs.
Then you're done.
Then you're done.
Then you're done.
Exactly.
The
But
ga-
it's like-
to say there's no replayability is a bit harsh because the game is designed to not be replayed that much.
That's why I said there's
Yeah.
little to none replayability.
Mhm.
You could go back. You could go back into New Vegas. You can go back into 3, and you could have fun with it.
The difference, I will say this, and even with 3, because you already know I don't like the story for 3 that much
Mhm.
compared to New Vegas. But even with 3, at least it's still somewhat interesting how you go about getting to finding your father, as compared to fucking 4, where it's literally
Linear.
it's way too. It's not even that it's linear because they're all linear. Probably, you're traveling along.
There wasn't a lot of
The
puzzles.
most
in four.
there's
Mm.
no
There wasn't a lot of puzzles.
Yeah, you literally go straight forward from Sanctuary. Or probably go to Concord and find something. The game literally tells you that. Okay. Oh shit! These people need help. Help them. You'll probably find some help in Diamond City. You get the Diamond City in-game cutscene essentially. Oh, she's talking. I'll help you into the city. Get in there. Oh, you probably want to talk to this guy, Valentine. Go talk to Valentine. Is his name Valentine?
Yeah, it's Valentine.
Yeah, Valentine.
Valentine
Valentine's not here. You gotta go get him at this.
Missing. You gotta go find him.
Okay, let's go back to the Sanctuary, or let's go back to Diamond City. Let's go investigate his place. Dog meat, go find this guy. Shoot him in the head. Brotherhood is still show up. Like it's not interesting. At least in 3, there's the whole fucking the training pod scene portion.
Oh, you're talking about Tranquility Lane.
Yes, you can solve that in a ton of different ways. That's what's cool about that. That's interesting.
Yeah, it had some puzzles.
Fallout 4 is
The only-
linear in the
the
sense
only-
like,
hold on.
the only way to get the Kellogg is you have to have dog meat.
The only puzzle in Fallout 4 is the railroad thing.
Oh my god! I wonder what the puzzle could be. Oh, it's unlocked. I'm sorry.
You have to spell railroad off the.
I thought it was
tray.
freedom. My
No,
bad. Railroad. I was
Rail-
like, yeah.
I mean, but again, you want to pull up the whole lazy gamers is what is.
And I will say this. He's not
right.
He's not entirely wrong. However, this is an issue on both fronts. You can't just blame one side for it. As much shit as I would love to give the Call of Duty gamers who buy a Call of Duty every single year,
At least it's a new game.
at least it's something new, and it's not awful enough to warrant the backlash that most other games get. At least they're consistent. You know it's going to be mediocre.
You know there's going to be modders.
You know there's going to be issues.
Yeah.
I mean,
It's been since the test of time.
I'll pull up this portion. I'll pull up this because you will look at me and say, you know what, you're absolutely right. The biggest community, and I play victim to this. Godfather plays victim to this. The biggest ripoff when it comes to a video game platform are sports games.
Yes.
It is literally
Yes.
copy paste almost every single year.
Yes.
The only reason we keep buying it
is because they keep making it.
Mm-hmm.
So you're a part of the problem.
I am a part of the problem.
So
it's the same.
Actually, hold up. Actually, I
MLB
did not
the-
buy 24 or 25 for Madden. I've stopped that madness.
We luckily got it on Game Pass. The only sports game recently that I have bought is MLB 25. I mean, that's only because there's a lot of different. Actually, there's a lot of different things going on.
There's a lot of puzzles in that game too.
And
That was on Game Pass.
No, it wasn't.
Could have sworn it was.
Nope.
No.
I actually had bought that,
I could have sworn it was.
and
Because NHL's on there.
I believe F124 was the other one that I bought. Those are the only
Yeah, but
games.
Those are all cookie cutters, and they have
Mhm.
they've got such a loyal following, and it's ridiculous.
I mean, the only the two games right now that I feel like are verifiable that I bought for sports games are NCAA and MLB The Show 25.
The only reason why you say that about NCAA is because it's the first time it's been out in 10 years.
Yeah, that's the only reason why I feel justifiable in buying it.
It's pretty much a Madden game copy paste and just put college teams in. That's it.
Yeah, you
No
have,
more, no
I
less.
mean, you have a fair point there, but again, I remember, and this is a bit of a nostalgia factor too, is back when being younger, when Gaz's father and I used to play NCAA 14
13.
or 13. You know, that was.
And I'm not going to buy 26. No way.
I'll have to take a look at what's going
No.
on with 26 because I heard that they might be adding high school playing and stuff.
Oh
like
God, please no.
And you to where you actually have to work for your star rating instead of just saying, "Oh, I'm gonna pick myself as a
Oh,
5-star."
please no. Because MLB The Show did it this year, and
I enjoy it.
it's horrible.
I enjoy it, but I also like the fact that you can either go play college ball or you can go straight to the minors. And that's the big thing that I like about it. The only reason you would want to play college ball is try to go first overall. That is the only reason you go. You
Well,
play
I didn't go college, and I got first round 6th pick.
Both times that I have played college ball, I went first round, first pick. And
I'm just 25 or MLB The Show 25 has a lot of new stuff in it, and for Diamond Dynasty, they put a lot more in to kind of keep your attention. The only problem I have with San Diego Studios right now when it comes to MLB The Show is their competitive setting is like God mode for the AI.
which I'm very
You can't, to get a base hit is like pulling teeth. They need to balance it more like a goddamn baseball game. Plain and simple.
and I'm very
Have errors. Have people not hit the bag. Have obstruction. You know, if they're gonna go God mode, go all the fucking way.
And I will say I'm very surprised that San Diego Studios put as much in. And this is, I will give credit to San Diego Studios because they are a company that works on multiple games at once. Because if you remember, San Diego Studios is also the head developer or is also the head team to help with Helldivers 2. So the fact that they're able to balance both having MLB The Show 25 out, still have Helldivers 2 going, I feel like we need to at least give some credit to them.
They got 2 teams probably.
Arrowhead?
No, they're partnered with San Diego Studios. That's the reason why Helldivers is still somewhat of a lazy exclusive. That's why I said lazy. That's why I said lazy exclusive. It's on Steam, yes, but it's still not. If it was not exclusive, it'd be on Xbox, and it's not.
I'm just saying, San Diego Studios did a good job. They just need to tighten up their shit because their game is really, really buggy right now. More so than Madden 25 or 2025. More so than NCAA. The shit is laggy. It's buggy. Do we have any comments, by the way? I haven't asked all night.
No, we haven't had anything. I've been trying to keep up on it.
No,
yeah, I just.
Other than that, I don't got any other news. I'm tapped out. I've had a rough week though.
I was gonna say, as a quick question, where are you getting that they had support from San Diego Studios?
If you in the boot up screen. In the boot up screen, when you boot up Helldivers 2, it pops up with SDS.
I've never seen that actually ever at all. Legitimate, because I'm looking through it as right now, and they are not credited whatsoever with ever assisting.
Then I might be wrong. I think I am wrong when I say that. But the only reason I think I might be getting that correlation wrong is because if you look at the boot up for MLB The Show 25 and you look at the boot up for Helldivers, it has the same like PlayStation screen. So I think I could be wrong. I'm wrong on that.
I was just curious. I was like, to my knowledge, it's still a small team being 200 people. That's not, it's still technically kind of small, but it's normal size, I guess, at this point.
Yeah, like I said, I think I might be wrong in that fact, but if you look at both boot ups for MLB The Show and for Helldivers, it's got the same Sony boot up.
Yeah, they do not. They have nothing to do with.
Then I'm wrong.
Yeah,
but
I was gonna say it's probably
1, 2,
Sony
3, 4,
Yeah.
Interactive Studios.
Then I think that's it.
They only have 8 titles. MLB The Show MLB The Show is their number 1 title, and the rest of them I've never heard of before. So, nope, that's all I have.
I mean, I got other news, but I mean,
Let's hear it.
Let's hear it.
Epic Games is being sued over. Want to take a guess this time?
Fortnite.
What else would have been? Let's be real here.
Yeah.
I meant more specifically. Anyway, they're being sued over fake sales with made-up expiration times. More specifically, 2 parents have launched a legal battle against Epic Games, the company behind Fortnite, accusing it of misleading kids with tricks in the game's item shop. It was filed on Wednesday of, I think it was last week, so it's a little old, but it's still news. In a San Francisco court, the lawsuit claims Epic uses shady practices to push children into spending money. The parents that are representing their kids wants the case to become a class action, so it can pull other families in. If the judge agrees there.
He will.
The main issue with the main problem that they have is that the item shops countdown timers. The whole FOMO thing where once the timer's gone, you can't get those skins or outfits possibly ever again. I know there's been a couple instances of certain skins or outfits being shown once in the store and have never been seen since that time, which has been years now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So, again, it's
I don't see a problem with that, but okay.
Well, because it's available it's the FOMO, fear of missing out.
That's
so
the
it's
other
available
thing
for
is
a short time, so it's going to pressure these kids to see that. That's cool. They want that now. Buy it now. Versus, it could be possible.
That's like anything else in life, though.
Not necessarily. There's no timers on a lot of things.
And I will agree with Chungus.
No. Specifically on a digital item store where you don't technically own that item still. It's owned by the company
and
through that.
This is another big thing that I think Epic Games and Fortnite could get sued for is they brought, and I remember this being a huge deal when it came out, but I started playing Fortnite back in Chapter 1, Season 2. And that was what, the Red Knight, the Black Knight?
Mm-hmm.
In the Battle Pass, if you got to level 100 on the Battle Pass, you got John Wick, it was called the Reaper,
mm-hmm.
but it was John Wick. And then, so if you had that skin, you were considered, you were really good at the game. You had John Wick. That was the skin you ran. And then they brought it back in Chapter 2 on the item store, or they brought back Renegade Raider, or they brought back the spooky.
The biggest thing we're not counting here. We know who the main audience of Fortnite is.
Yes.
Yeah.
They are kids.
Yes.
Kids are easily manipulated.
Yep.
And easily impressionable.
Yep.
They are not going to understand the nuance of waiting or anything.
That's what the parents are for.
I mean,
do they have a credit? Do these kids have a credit card? They got to be getting the goddamn numbers from somewhere.
They may save birthday money. It could be any slew of things. That doesn't take away from the fact that
I think it's a frivolous lawsuit, but
I don't like the.
I don't like how they do business.
I don't like the timer on their store. That's the big thing that I don't like. I like the fact that they've got the selection to choose from.
Let's ask the question: why is there a timer? Wouldn't you not want people to see the cool stuff and buy it no matter what?
Very true.
I mean,
this is.
However,
think about. Okay, go ahead.
However, you said a key word for me. Some things never come back, right?
Mm-hmm.
There have been some skins that have not made a return.
That's the company's decision.
That is true.
That is not. It is not. And I have this thought on a wide variety of industries. It is not the company's responsibility to teach that kid restraint.
You're correct.
Or that you don't need you don't need this digital item that you're never gonna tangibly own.
Correct.
That is on the parents.
You are absolutely right.
Since the early 2000s, we've had lazy parents.
You are correct. However,
if you're over 18, you're buying it's your problem.
Yeah, if you're over 18, you got no excuse. However, if it's not on the company, you're correct.
No.
But it is on the company for exploiting the children that are not top.
How is it exploiting them?
It is absolutely exploiting. What do you mean how?
With a timer?
We know absolutely. Yes, the fear of missing out is a very powerful thing within the gaming industry.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely, yes.
That's on the parents.
I'm not stating. I'm not stating you're wrong. I'm not saying you're wrong.
See, I'm just not seeing it.
It's also on the company.
Hold on.
Analogy real quick. I'm going to go sell chocolate bars at the local school.
Okay.
I'm going to tell them they have an hour to buy these chocolate bars.
Okay.
And then they're never going to see them again. Most kids are going to want, I want those chocolate bars now because the fear of missing out on getting that chocolate bar now. Now, you're looking at me like
if I sold out, they're still not going to get them.
That's not the point. They're never going to sell out of a digital item. It's infinite.
Okay. Until the company says otherwise.
It's even fucking worse is my point. Go
let me
ahead.
say
Go
this.
ahead.
Why do we have spring sales? Why do we have summer sales? Why are things discounted in a big sale for a limited time only?
I can actually answer that
Because the company
question.
wants to.
I mean, yeah, but then
They want to move product.
but they're still using the fear of missing out on getting that for very cheap.
Because the thing is, these deals, these sales, like Steam
Yeah.
Spring Sale currently is from when? When did it start?
Started last week.
Started last week, and it's until March 20th.
Mm-hmm.
That's a whole 2 weeks?
That's a whole week.
Whole week? No, 2 weeks.
No, because
Oh my God! You better go out there and buy that shit. You're gonna miss out.
It started Friday of last week.
Come on.
Okay.
Parents have got to take responsibility sometime.
No,
somewhere.
I'm not stating they're not responsible.
The
it's
company
also
is not
on the company too.
No, it is not.
When you have children involved, it is
How is it deceptive? How is it
deceptive?
predatory?
I just told you. They are children. They do not have
then
the
parents need to grab their
They
little
absolutely do.
and take them away from the
company
TV.
should not be exploiting them. Just like recruiters from the military exploiting children to get them into their fucking war machine. Do I need to go further on it? Because I absolutely could.
If the law says 17, that's where they can recruit from.
Okay. If that's your stance on it,
the company,
I see.
If the company is not doing
we'll kill you on this hill.
if the company is not doing anything against the law, it is on the parents.
This is what
it is just like any other vendor. Any other vendor can say 50% off today, and today only. We're taking the shit off the shelf after this time frame.
Just because it is allowed does not make it okay.
So the ice cream man needs to be off the street too.
I didn't state that.
He preys on children.
I didn't state that, but however,
as soon as he drives off, they're not going to have that damn ice cream.
But I guarantee you, they hear that I guarantee you, they hear that damn siren. They're going to ask their parents for $1 or $2 to go get some ice cream. And it's the ice cream man.
And what's the parents?
Get ice cream at home.
And what is
the
parents?
Get ice cream at the store.
And what is the parents going to say? Nope. Same thing they should say about this for Fortnite.
They absolutely
should.
But
again,
you just stated
it's not on the company.
It is also on the company.
No, the company is.
I'm taking advantage of kids who aren't taught properly. That is on me. That is manipulative.
Who in the hell bought him the game?
The game's free.
Who in the hell?
The game's free.
Who bought him the computer or the whatever
parents.
System they're playing?
And you're right. You're damn right. The parents should have better control.
That's all
over
I have
that.
to say.
I'm just stating.
It's not against the law.
It doesn't have to be against the law to be morally wrong. To just be.
And it's not even morally wrong.
It absolutely is.
No.
Yes.
It is.
Guess what? Parents can put a fucking parental lock.
We'll get you some flowers and everything.
But the only reason why these parents might win, is because it's in San Francisco. That's the only reason. If that shit was anywhere out east, going further from the West Coast, those parents would lose their ass.
They might lose their asses in court, sure.
No, they're gonna win in
because
San Francisco.
The law, sure, the law dictates, but again, the law is not the issue here. It can be fully legal.
And don't get me wrong, I hate Fortnite. Don't get me wrong on that. This isn't me defending Fortnite. This is me blaming the parents.
Do you blame the drug dealer or the addict? You blame both.
Me?
Yes. No. I'm
mainly the addict.
You mainly blame the addict. That's fine. But do you not put some form of responsibility onto the drug dealer?
No.
Onto the motherfuckers making the drug. You put no responsibility
on making the drugs, yes.
But why not selling them?
Dude doesn't have to go buy them.
The dude doesn't have to go buy them. He doesn't have to sell them.
No. Like I said.
I mean,
I'm just saying.
I don't like Fortnite, but at the same time.
I'm just saying. I don't disagree with you that it's on the parents. It's also on the company.
I hate Fortnite.
But they're both.
But god damn, these parents! Every customer that Fortnite is selling this to a kid.
It's not every customer.
So then Fortnite should say if you're under 18, because then they'd be sued. Because then they'd be sued because you're being discriminatory. They can't play until they're 18.
That's not true.
But again,
there are tons of games out there.
Look at fucking
Call of Duty.
Call of Duty is supposed to be like that.
Mature.
Supposed to.
Yeah, supposed to. But again, like you said, if I was playing GTA before I was 18.
Yeah, it just explode. But it comes on to parents to teach little Johnny and little Janie responsibility.
It absolutely does.
It does.
But you can't.
If the game is being, and I hate saying this because it's fucking Fortnite, and I can't fucking stand Fortnite. But it goes beyond Fortnite in my thoughts. If you know that your gaming audience is over the age of 18, if somebody tried to put some kind of bullshit on me to where I couldn't buy something digitally because there might be kids here, I'd probably fucking sue.
What a game.
And then the same argument would come back at me. It is the company's property. It is not yours.
The thing is, you just use an example that's, I wouldn't say not related, but just wrong. And the fact that you're saying that them initiating a age restriction would prevent people of age from buying anything.
No.
Or
You miss.
Okay.
If they did, and I couldn't,
Why wouldn't you be able to?
because technology fucks up all the time.
Okay.
We all know
Okay.
this. Come on.
Okay.
So you report that it's fucked up. They fix it. What's the issue?
It's gonna keep fucking up.
Why is it going to keep
Well,
fucking
It always
up?
does.
I mean,
Technology always fucks up.
It does. So that my
But at the same time,
it's not. So you're using the example of something that can be troubleshooted and or a
So let me
bug
ask you this
that's
question.
not supposed to operate that
So
way.
let me ask you this question.
You're stating the company would want you to.
So
buy
fear of
stuff.
missing out.
Mhm.
Fear of missing out.
Correct. Yes.
Little Johnny goes to a sports game.
Mhm.
He's participating in basketball.
Okay.
Gets thumped. Gets last place.
Yeah.
Can they be sued because he didn't get a goddamn trophy?
No.
no.
It's the same thing.
No,
It
it's
is not the same thing.
It is.
No, it
It is
isn't.
not.
Participation.
It's participation. Sure.
Sure.
I mean,
If the company says 5 days, then 5 days. Fuck you.
how does that have to deal with you losing? There's a huge difference between you're participating in something that you know you can lose at versus you.
You can still
legitimately-
lose by not getting it in that 5 days.
That's not the same though.
That's not the
Fear of
same.
missing out.
That's not the
That's not the
same.
same. You're not missing out. You participated and you were bad. That is different.
It's
from
now
not
over.
being
You
able-
Okay.
can't get it again.
Okay, hold on. Should you, going back to Fortnite, talking about Fortnite, should you get a participation trophy every single time you die in Fortnite?
Yeah, I think I should get like 10% of the in-game currency that I would
Sure,
have
I
spent.
don't give a fuck. I don't play the damn game, so I can care less. I'm just saying, if the company puts out a 5-day, this is only available for 5 days. How the fuck are they getting sued because they take it off after 5 days?
Why is it only available for 5 days? Why are we allowing companies to limit the time of being able to purchase something?
Because it's
I'm
their
trying
shit.
to give you money. Why are you stopping me?
And again, this goes back towards
There is
It's
a
their
reason.
shit.
There is a reason for why they do it. It is FOMO. FOMO is a very good motivator to get people to buy your
Well-
product as quickly as possible.
Do me a favor.
Mhm.
Keep your eye on that case.
Absolutely
I
will.
will very much so
I
love to see what
absolutely will.
happens.
Because
And I might have to
you-
start following it. 'Cause
you
they're probably
we
going to
talk
win.
about- we talk about mental not disabilities, but mental illnesses and things like that with people being addicted to games
Yep.
and whatnot. FOMO is one of the leading causes of people being addicted to games because they're the fear of missing out on playing that game.
They need to go out and touch grass.
They absolutely do. I don't.
They need to
disagree.
go out and
How
get some
many-
sunlight.
But that is an issue.
Okay, how many limited time only events have come to Fortnite? I.e., like
I don't know.
concerts.
I couldn't tell you either.
Stuff like that.
Mhm.
And that's the
I
other
will
reason why
state-
they have
I will-
FOMO on that damn game is because everything. They released Eminem into the game. Eminem was in the item shop for 5 days. Then the concert happened and Eminem's hasn't been in the shop anymore.
You cannot buy them.
You cannot buy Eminem anymore. I
Okay.
mean,
But that would
Maybe I was just raised in a different fucking time frame where we didn't have a fear of missing out because first you had to give a fuck.
where was the opportunity for you guys to miss out
We
on
didn't.
anything in terms of digital purchases? Because it's specifically talking about digital purchases. You haven't had digital purchases
No.
growing up.
No,
You guys
Not
had
at
none
all.
of the microtransaction.
no.
You had none of
Ours was-
the predatory fucking digital game shops that
That's
are
like-
now and about for
Ours
these
was
kids.
ours.
We didn't have it that much.
Ours
we
was
didn't
just
have it
going
that
out and
bad.
getting Jordans.
It's really bad now.
yeah,
If-
it's
If you didn't get the Jordans in that amount of time, they were gone. The
You
Jays were
But
gone.
you had the fear of missing out. You felt the need to, well, not
you
you
wanted to,
specifically, but people felt the need to go out and get these shoes before they were gone.
Well,
Because once they were
it
gone,
was also
they
a
were
different-
gone.
it was also a different time frame when your parents didn't have $250 just to fucking blow on sneakers.
Yeah,
So,
that'd be money you had saved over time. Something you want to go get.
Yeah.
I get it, and that's why it's like it's not every.
And it's like,
situations
hold on.
or anything like that.
I believe with Fortnite though, and this is why I think there's also a higher rate of fear of missing out. Is more times than not these skins are like $2. They can range from 2 to 20.
Yeah, like $2 to $20, depending on the weapon skin or.
that is still too much money,
Hey,
even at $2.
Hey, guess what? Yes, it is.
Way
the
too
reason
much.
why it's a sizable chunk of change overall. Like over time, some people have spent thousands of dollars on this game.
Like,
And those people, those are adults.
Yeah.
They are.
They can do what they
18.
want.
They can do whatever the fuck they want. But if you are under the age, they definitely need to put some things in place to ensure. Yes, because at the end of the day,
I mean, look at
the parents control the goddamn money.
the parents control the goddamn money. Okay, what about the 16-year-old who's working a part-time job?
Guess
Who's gonna
what?
Pay for it.
There's still a lesson there, but if you blow all your goddamn money on a video game, it's on you.
It is on you, but it's also on the.
Oh, you
company.
wanted that car? Yeah, you ain't getting that car.
It's also on the.
Fear of
company
missing
for
out.
having-
You just missed out on that car.
You're misusing the term anyway. But besides the point,
No, it's
the fear of missing out on the car has nothing to do with you not having money to buy the
because
car.
you may never get that car.
You may never get that car. Okay, if your fear of missing out on that car is
I'm-
greater, because again, there are levels to this. You can't just use it as a catch-all. The fear of missing out of like, okay, hey, there's popcorn day at school on Friday. I have the fear of missing out on that. I'm going to go to school to make sure I can get some popcorn. That is not at the same level as the fear of missing out of purchasing your own vehicle to have the autonomy to be able to go where you want and do what you want. There are different levels to this.
You know what they ought to
Understand that.
You know what I hope they do? I hope they shut Fortnite down. Just fucking shut it down.
That'd be fine.
Be done with
Or
them.
legitimately just don't put in predatory practices.
It's not
it's-
predatory.
It's very predatory.
It is not.
it is very
It is
predatory.
very
It
predatory.
is not.
It
It
is.
is absolutely
Time limited
definition-
is
it
not
is the
predatory.
Absolute
You know how-
definition of
okay.
predatory.
Hold on.
Time limited
I
is the
can say-
definition
I can say
of
this.
For
predatory.
digital stores, yes.
No,
Yes.
absolutely not.
Absolutely, it is.
No.
Hold on. I would like to use the prime example of your new laptop.
Yep. What about it?
Time limited deal.
Yeah.
The
So,
reason why you have this now is because of a time limited deal.
oh, I
that
was
popped
not.
up.
I was not aware of it. Number one,
Oh,
because number two,
oh,
if I missed out on it, I had to pay $1,300 for it.
you would have to pay.
So
$14.
what? Who cares?
That's besides the point. Again,
For me, I don't hang my hat on that shit. If I miss out on the 50% deal, whatever, I'm still buying it
for
because I
some
still
people,
want it.
That is the make or break of them being
Well,
able to afford.
They need to
things
get
like
thicker
this.
skin.
You say they need to get thicker skin.
They need
all
to get
fine
thicker
and
skin.
dandy. I mean, if that's your take on mental illness, that's kind
No,
of insane.
It's not my take on mental illness.
Because
it's my
they-
take on Fortnite and these little bastards that are
Would you
trying
say,
to mommy
hold
and
on,
daddy.
Would you say addiction is an illness?
Yeah,
Okay.
So they need to get thicker skin so they're not addicted to it. Okay, interesting.
kids.
The kids, yes, the kids are the ones. who are
Mom
addicted to
and
this game.
dad have the power to say no. Get your ass to your room. Grow a set. Go up there, grab their shit,
Mhm.
take it away from them for a
Mhm.
while until they learn how to fucking act.
And does that work?
Then you give it back.
Does it work? Because
It worked for my kids.
Did it?
Yes.
I can probably name a couple of examples of where they continue to do similar behaviors.
I didn't know about it.
Okay. Okay.
I absolutely did not know about it.
Again, I understand your perspective on things. I do. I'm not giving any leeway to the parents. I'm not saying it's not on the parents. But you have to realize it is on everybody fucking involved allowing it to happen.
No.
Yes.
No,
Again,
the company does not
the drug
have
dealer,
anything.
No, the drug dealer
We're not
is
talking
not
drugs.
responsible.
We are
We
talking
are
about a
talking
video game.
addictions.
No.
Yes. Yes.
For a fucking 5-year-old is addicted because they might not get a skin in life. You are going to miss out on stuff. That's how it is. That's
I don't
life.
disagree with you.
That's
But
life.
again, we have this issue of where not everybody is going to have the same ideals as you raising children. They're going to have their different ideals.
Then guess what? Life is going to fucking smack them in the face
Okay.
and it's going to show them you are going to miss out on things.
I'm going to keep that. Okay. I'll keep that in mind.
You know how many things I've missed out on in my life?
A lot, I'm assuming.
A hell of a lot.
Yep.
Just keep on going. The sun's going to
I don't disagree
gonna come
with you
over
on
the
that.
horizon tomorrow
I
morning.
don't disagree with you on that. But you're not.
It's
You're
gonna
saying
set
that there's
that
no blame on these companies.
It's not.
There absolutely is, because they put these practices in place to go off
Do they?
pray
Hey,
predatory. Huh?
We
I'm in the
are-
middle of talking. I know we're over time. We
No,
have no true
we
time
haven't.
limits.
We have been beating this horse for about 20 minutes.
You've
now.
been beating Call of Duty dead for how long now? Anyway,
Very true.
you want to make points? I can make points.
That was a good point.
If you want us to shut up about it, just say that. Don't go wrapping around. You've been beating a dead horse. You say, shut the fuck up about this and move on.
Or he might be missing out.
You can say that. Butt it in.
I mean, okay. It's hard to kind of butt in when you two are yelling at each other.
No, let's be real here. I was yelling at him.
Yeah.
He did not yell at all.
No.
He got me heated. Again,
But again,
I ain't worried about that.
again, you're gonna have a point on this.
Mhm.
I agree with your point. It's a double-edged sword when it comes to talking about whether parents need to step the fuck up and
They do.
and handle their kids, and
And
gaming
do.
companies like Epic should not have. If anything, they need to have like a certain amount of days where they have this one skin. They can still buy the skin afterwards, but the skin is
just don't
it's
have predatory practices. Go ahead.
the skin is highlighted for 5 days.
Mhm.
After those 5 days, it is still in the store, but then they have another skin highlighted for a certain amount of days.
It's typically how stores typically work, is a featured section,
They
and
should
then
not.
whatever's in the past.
They
is
should
that.
not take out that skin.
So we're going to tell
From the
companies
store.
how to
Absolutely.
operate.
Absolutely.
Ooh.
When it comes
We
to,
are the
Damn.
When it
Free
comes
market
to-
at
hold on,
work.
Hold on.
that is a
hold
free
on.
market.
Free
because
market
we are
at
the
work.
consumers.
Godfather.
God damn, we
Jesus
can tell
Christ.
anybody to do anything.
Shut the fuck up.
There, hey,
please.
we finally got him to say it.
Please.
We finally got him
I'm
to say
gonna
it.
let him talk before he tells me to shut the fuck up. Go ahead, continue.
It is a free market. We are the consumer. The consumer should have some sort of voice to say, "Hey, this is what we want."
You don't buy it then. That's your voice.
Right. Exactly. If they do not comply with what we want made, we do not buy it. Therefore, there is a hit in their market production.
Except if you have the people who are addicted. and-
But then you
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
again looking. This goes back to shitty developers. This goes back to shitty gaming companies coming out and making games that are not different at all, and they just put a different title on it and sell it again. I.e., the new Modern Warfare 2 to the Modern Warfare 3. If you look at PlayStation, Modern Warfare 3 is not a standalone game. It is a DLC. You cannot get a platinum trophy on Modern Warfare 3 because it is considered a DLC.
Because it is the exact
It is
same
the
game.
exact same game. We as consumers should be the ones putting our foot down and saying we are not going to buy this game again until we see some sort of.
But how do we deal with
major-
the individuals who are already addicted, who are already hooked by these practices? How do we get them to rehab?
You don't.
So what do
So
you
they're
do
going to
them?
keep buying. They're going to keep
They're
buying
gonna
the same.
They're
buy.
going to keep abusing.
Yeah, they are.
Okay.
And this is
You can lead a horse to water, but you can't make it drink. That's pretty much how.
But
that
again,
goes.
this is looking back at Epic Games, looking back at the way that they have their
Mhm.
item shop set up. These kids, these 8 to 13-year-olds that are seeing these skins, wanting these skins, dropping all the money they can on these skins, whether it be their birthday money, whether it be their chore money, whether it be whatever money that they got from life and putting it into that. This is where I say it's a double-edged sword when it comes to talking about this item shop, because the parents should be the ones putting their foot down and saying, no, you could put that money somewhere else. But at the same time, it is the gaming company's fault for highlighting and being like, again, fuck, when I was playing Fortnite back in 2018, 2019, before I would even go into a game, I'd queue up for a game and it said, this is the last time offer for having this in the store. Buy it now before it goes. They would stop you from going into the lobby and they would highlight it saying, hey, this is your last chance to buy this. And you would have to say, no, I do not want to buy this, before they would allow you to play the game. That is where the predatory practices of a gaming company, there should be something either in writing, in law, whatever, to stop them from doing that.
And as it sits, Fortnite is rated for young teens, i.e., 12 and up, still underage.
Yep,
that is an issue.
So tell me why you are going to try to force a sale down my throat before I can even play the game.
I'm just saying there is a
I've
level.
already spoken my piece.
I know there's just a level of culpability that companies have to ensure that they are not being predatory towards individuals that they know are going to play their game, even with their parents' consent, even within these restrictions or what have you. They know what they are doing. We know what they are doing. It is not okay. Do I think they need to get a lawsuit for it? No, because that falls onto the parents making sure that their children are. Because that's where I agree with you in that. Absolutely, a lawsuit's kind of dumb. However, these people, these outraged individuals who feel like they have been abused by this, or their children have been abused by this, should reach out, make complaints, go through the proper channels, advocate for these changes to be made to this game, rating it as you need to be 18 plus to play, or going as far as to have mandatory parental restrictions or blockers set on the game itself. And there are steps to be taken there.
I will say this for gaming companies like Epic that cater to a younger audience, as you said, early teens, 12 and up. We need to hold these gaming companies to a higher standard when it comes to creating these games because they do influence the people of the future.
Absolutely. With any sort of media, it should be regulated to a certain degree, like it is with rating systems, things of that nature, not being able to purchase it if it's able to be purchased if you're under the age of 18. Like
Hold on. I will say this because, you know, God's Father, remember when this happened? Remember when I spent that $1,200 on Facebook?
Oh, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe your parents got every cent of that back.
They did. However,
how was that not blocked from happening?
Yeah, how was that not blocked from happening? I was underage.
But if I remember correctly, you grabbed their card.
I did not.
You stole?
No.
Or their card was already loaded, and you went in there and
their card was
somehow you got access to their card.
I don't remember what your
Hold on. Said I'm going to tell you the story. So when I bought the currency on the game, I was like, I wonder what this is linked to, because then I put the link into Facebook and logged in, and it logged into my sister's Facebook. So I'm like, I don't like this should be okay then. Because
hold on. I'm you're explaining it like you're gonna defend yourself here. I'm just letting you
know.
No. There's no defense for spending $1,200.
There's no
stating that.
There's no defense here, but
that's
you know,
it was a good lesson though.
I bet it fucking was
because I remember when his parents dealt with this, and
9-year-old me was like, "Well, if this is linked to my sister's stuff, I don't see any harm in this."
Well, what happened to 9-year-old?
I didn't understand. I did not understand the basis of money, and so I started.
Clearly, you didn't understand the basis of money.
And so I started going on it until I got my ass handed to me in more than one way.
I bet you did,
because my parents were like,
"Good question. Did you get to keep the in-game purchases?"
No. I was banned. Facebook had banned me from touching any video game ever since.
Still?
Mm-hmm.
That's funny. You make a new Facebook?
Mm-mm.
Fair enough.
I mean, I can link my account like on mobile games on my phone. I can link my Facebook account to it, but I can't buy any in-game currency.
That's hilarious, actually. There's a lesson there, right?
Mm-hmm.
And you learned that.
I did learn that lesson.
You haven't done it since, but It took you spending $1,200 to learn that lesson.
Mm-hmm.
And I bet your parents learned a lesson after that too.
I bet they learned how to punch without actually leaving bruises.
They did.
Because I'm not gonna lie to you, $1,200 is fucking insane, brother. And you know that's an exorbitant amount of money.
But again,
$1,200 is crazy.
But my point trying to make is these games need to have some, when it comes to having a child on a video game, they need to have some sort of parental law.
I disagree with that at all.
Or the parents
make it easier for
or the parents need to go in and just delete their credit card off of whatever they're playing on, because you can do that too.
That's true. A certain things,
and then you have no money.
But you have to. I will say this with the consoles specifically, and I know this unless they've changed it recently. if you add a card to
You can't.
account,
You can't remove it.
you cannot remove
You
it.
cannot
Really?
You cannot remove the card. If you add one singular card, you then have to
Add
add a different card in order
to remove the old
remove that card.
And that's I will specify that's only if you have a subscription service on that console, like Xbox for Game Pass or anything like that,
Or PlayStation for PlayStation Plus.
Yep. So it is a bit difficult. They could.
Hey, parents, here's what you do: you make your account, you put a password in that the little bastard doesn't know, and then you block them from seeing your information.
You can do that all fine and dandy. That's okay. However, if you're family linked, which you will be by default if it's set as the home PlayStation or anything like that, any other account made on that PlayStation has access to that card.
Yeah, but
you have to set in a passcode to use that card. But again, that's a parental lock. You have to go in and set. He's stating that even if that's not enough, because kids can probably figure something out or get around it somehow, games should come with a level of parental control already there.
And that's
for the parents.
That's when you take El Hando to El Aso. Oh wait, that's child abuse now.
No, yeah, you have to use a medium.
Yeah.
Belt.
No.
No.
Oh man.
No. All right. Hey, Fireball, take us out of here.
God, this was a very. I almost wanted to leave. You two were going at it, and I'm like, mom and dad are fighting again.
Hey, give him to the screen.
He's talking about something else. He wasn't even talking.
No, I'm talking.
He's taking us out.
I'm taking us out, but I'm like, yeah. I was sitting here. I'm like, oh man, mom and dad are fighting again.
It's just you playing the Wii as your parents get divorced.
It wasn't that bad.
Oh, it was.
I was screaming at you,
and you were
screaming.
You were.
There's a screaming gas. Oh, that's a little loud. Sorry.
And you were
that's screaming.
You were starting to raise your voice back. That's why I was like,
because I started yelling at him. That was an obvious response that he was going to do.
I'm sitting here like,
I got heated. I'm not gonna lie, but again,
see, this is what's missing in America is when you can have a disagreement, get a little heated, bring the temp back down, and be able to talk like humans.
The temp was not going back down though.
The temp's down.
The temp is down.
Not until
you're bringing it back up. You're bringing it back
not
up.
Until I
my fucking blood. My blood pressure.
Not until I had to say, both of you shut the fuck up.
Unironically, you're wrong because I started to go down. I started getting mad at you because you started talking some bullshit.
And I already shut up,
motherfucker.
All right, let him finish.
Shut up.
Let him finish.
Continue though.
However, good discussion. I think I'll talk about this after the podcast, but I don't really have much going on. I'm gonna try to keep streaming as much as I can. If y'all tuned into this morning, I tried doing a hardcore survival and got jumped by a cave spider and a skeleton and died.
Damn.
So
that is a skill issue.
That is a skill issue, considering I went into a cave and there were cobwebs everywhere, and I realized I probably shouldn't be here until it was too late. But I did have a hero potion in my inventory, and I didn't drink it. All my viewers will sit there and call me a dumbass for it, which is warranted.
I know that company.
However, we're doing a new playthrough. Not hardcore. I want to try out this mod list that I created. However, maybe when I start getting more comfortable with the mod list, we'll go back and try another hardcore. But with that being said, I'm going to be out of town this weekend, so you will catch me. I will be still here on the podcast, but I will not be in person with the other Nomies. With that being said, they're all getting huffy and puffy.
How are you able to say so much but say so little? What the fuck, dude?
Okay, he's done.
They're getting all huffy and puffy. However, I still got I'm playing. Go ahead. You guys are next. This is why you should let me go.
Hey, what's up, Nomad Nation? So we've got Wednesday, tomorrow or tonight, depending on how you're watching us. I'll be streaming 4 to 7. It'll be MLB The Show 25. Then we have our last Thirsty Thursday in the Shire for about 45 days. Then we got Talking Tuesday next week. Last one in the Shire for about 45 days. Then I'm out of here. So with that being said, hey, Chungus, take it away.
I'll say it after the podcast. Never mind. I cannot say that on air. I just realized what I was going to ask. Hi. Hello. Kaiser Chungus. The voice. Voice of reason. At least I think so.
I think he's trying to bait me again.
No, me? Little
The
old
voice of
me?
a tantrum.
The voice of... I can't say that on air either. Anyway, I'll say it afterwards for you guys. I don't have anything planned. I am working with a couple of some mutuals to figure out a video for you guys, actually. I think it'll be pretty interesting, so we'll have to see how that goes. I'll give an update here towards the end of this week. Keep you updated about it. But that's all I have, so I'm going to bring it back in.
Well, thank you guys for tuning in to Nomad Gamers podcast. This was a fun one. This is Fireball.
You sound so sad.
Trust
You
us.
sound so sad. This is Fireball.
Well, I can't say too much, otherwise y'all are just gonna get huffy and puffy with me.
Shut up! This is God's
Anyways,
father. Peace and love. I'm out the door.
This was an episode. Sorry we fought. Well, we didn't really fight. Sorry
Got heated.
it got heated, I guess. But it was fun. Yeah, it was fun. It definitely was fun. I'm not gonna lie.
Yeah, we'll have to do it again next episode.
Honestly, this time let's go after him though. Let's go
Yeah.
for Fireball.
Yeah, we'll go after
This
Fireball
is
next
when I'll
time.
just turn off my camera and be like, alright, bye guys.
You're already out of Steve. You're already out. This is fine. Sorry, we're Ciao.
Ciao!